What is the current state of relations between Greek and Turkish Cypriots? What is the current state of relations between Greek and Turkish Cypriots? This question takes us to the island of Cyprus, which has been divided since 1974. The division occurred after Turkish forces intervened following a coup attempt by Greek Cypriot nationalists who wanted to unite with Greece. As a result, the island is split into two parts: the Republic of Cyprus in the south, recognized internationally, and the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus in the north, recognized only by Turkey. The United Nations has a peacekeeping force stationed along the buffer zone, known as the Green Line, which separates the two communities. The main issue at the heart of the Cyprus dispute is the political future of the island. Greek Cypriots, supported by Greece and the international community, want a reunified Cyprus under a federal system. This would mean a single state with two parts, or a bizonal, bicommunal federation. This idea has been the basis for many years of negotiations, following United Nations Security Council resolutions. On the other hand, Turkish Cypriots, backed by Turkey, now advocate for a two-state solution. They believe that recognizing two separate, sovereign states is the only realistic way forward. This shift in perspective became more evident after the last major peace talks collapsed in 2017. The breakdown was due to disagreements over the presence of Turkish troops and how political power should be shared. Despite these differences, there have been recent attempts to improve relations and daily life for both communities. In 2025, leaders from both sides agreed on practical measures, like restoring neglected cemeteries and forming a joint youth group to address shared concerns. These actions are seen as steps to build trust and create a better atmosphere for future discussions. However, formal negotiations about the island's political status are still stalled, with no immediate breakthrough in sight. The United Nations continues to mediate, and more meetings between the leaders are planned for later in 2025. Currently, the situation on the ground is relatively stable, with no major violence reported in decades. Movement across the Green Line is possible, and there is some interaction between the two communities, although full integration is still a long way off. Economically, the southern part is more developed and integrated into the European Union, while the northern part relies heavily on support from Turkey. The presence of Turkish troops in the north remains a contentious issue, with Greek Cypriots opposing any agreement that would legitimize a permanent Turkish military presence or grant Turkey intervention rights. From a broader Southeast European perspective, the Cyprus dispute continues to be a source of tension in the region. It affects relations between Greece and Turkey and complicates overall regional stability. The lack of progress toward a political solution is often viewed as an example of unresolved ethnic conflict in the Balkans and Eastern Mediterranean. Yet, the ongoing dialogue and small-scale cooperation between the two communities provide a glimmer of hope for gradual improvement, even if a comprehensive settlement remains out of reach. The current state of relations is best described as a fragile balance. The two communities coexist without violence, but deep political divisions hinder meaningful progress toward reunification. Confidence-building measures are in place, but key issues like sovereignty, security, and power sharing remain unresolved. The international community, especially the United Nations and the European Union, continues to encourage dialogue, but any lasting solution will require compromises that both sides have yet to agree upon.